by roughly 1 inch by about 26 inches of steel. It's W2 tool steel. It's very good for this type of work. Right now I'm letting it heat up to a pretty good heat, so because I need to be able to work this tang out. I'm going to wet forge using Japanese style hammer, and let's see if we can't get this tang forged out. Just simply because I don't want to run the risk of cracking or damaging the steel, because I'm forging at such a high temperature right now. So what I'm going to do is continue to work this tang out, and hopefully we'll see some results here. About forging the Japanese katana is you've got to constantly keep sighting down the blade. Every time you hammer, you've got to make sure you're hammering even hammer strokes up and down the blade. You don't move the hammer on the steel, you move the steel under the hammer. Why? Because it keeps a consistent hammer when you're swinging. You're not being consistent when you have to constantly be moving the hammer up and down the hammer. Keeping the hammer nice and still. Okay? So a lot of smiths, they want to beat the steel to death. There's been several discussions in Don Fogg's forum about how to hold a hammer. I hold mine like I'm going to hold a Japanese blade. I lay it crosswise in the palm of my hand. Okay? And I just wrap my hands around it. Because one, the Japanese hammer is designed, it's offset. So when I strike, I want every blow to be dead even on the anvil. Okay, if I'm up on the anvil, I have a tendency to push forward. I step back from the anvil and let my arm do all the work. So I'm basically pushing. I don't like to swing high. I don't get crazy. I keep my hammer blows nice and even. The reason behind that is you want to keep your hammer strokes nice and even. That way you're moving the steel at an even rate. That way your bevels, as you go down the blade, will be nice and even. Okay, some people have a tendency, and myself including, have a tendency to hammer too much heavy on my left side instead of with my bevel on my right side. I'm less inclined to hammer more evenly